So you probably hear me say over and over and over again, we're way beyond vitamins. Okay, that's not what we do. Vitamins are important; they're still essential, and so on. For pregnancy, here they are. Okay, and if you look at these things, you can see vitamin A, C. It looks just like the things you see on our labels, right? That's when we have a vitamin supplement. You'll see just exactly these things, and the doses will be similar, only not necessarily. If you look down here, I highlighted that one in green. Folic acid or folates tend to be double what would be the RDA normally because of the relationship between folates and neurotube defects and that sort of thing. The sad news about that is women often don't find out about the need for folic acid until they're found out they're pregnant, and most of the folic acid demand happens in the first trimester of pregnancy. So you can be well down that path when you go, oh, I better make sure there's enough folic acid. And by that time, often, if there was any problem, it's already occurred. But essentially, these are the things that we talk about. So now, are they any different? No, they're just fine. Do we put maternal vitamins on them or for pregnancy? No, because that requires that we create a whole different thing and limits what we can do. These things are very closely defined. But essentially, our vitamins are, if you look at that chart, just as good. Our sources are probably better. Notice this doesn't talk about sources, it doesn't talk about synthetics or whether they come from foods or how they're arrived at or what forms they exist in. This is just off of the website from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Okay, so, but when we look at what people need, women need during pregnancy, if we go back to the real drivers here, the problem is the presence or absence of these whole food nutrients. Folic acid is an example, but we know now that the presence or absence of omega-3 fatty acids can have a big impact on the probability of how that child is going to be born. We know that if omega-3 fatty acids are deficient, the probability of learning disorders and ADHD and things like that go up rather dramatically. Things like late onset language, which is where a child doesn't pick up language for a long time, have now been associated with insufficient amounts of DHA, which would be one of the omega-3 fatty acids. So the thing that we need to talk about when these things come up and somebody says, yeah, my doctor says that these aren't prenatal, so I don't want them. Well, good, okay. Let me talk to you about carotenoids for a moment. Let's talk to your doctor about carotenoids. Now, you saw some of the stuff I put up about carotenoids, the presence or absence of carotenoids, and the likelihood of asthma in the offspring. Wow. Why would that be? Well, you know, asthma can be traded back to being a sensitivity associated with immune function, and the absence or presence of carotenoids will determine the immune function capacity of mama, and mama's passing that capacity on to the fetus, so therefore there's a connection that way. So talk to them about that. Talk to them about, I get it, you know, take your prenatal supplement, but are you getting enough omega-3s? Are you getting enough carotenoids? Are you getting enough of these isoflavones from soy? Because all of these things are associated with the health of not only mama, but the health of the offspring as well. And it's way beyond that. And very likely what mama can become very easily sufficient in is whatever the doctor's going to give them there. Okay? I'm not going to question the origin of the synthetic versus natural concept. I'm just going to say she will become very sufficient in those things simply by taking that maternal supplement. What she will be deficient in are the whole foods, fruits and vegetables, grains, and so on and so forth, and those powerful bioactives that play these very important roles. So that's where you need to take them. We're way beyond the deal about vitamins. The key to maternal health and health of the offspring lies in the other things that we deliver, the whole food bioactives.